inviting them over under the pretense of a small tenant meet and greet. Over pizza and soda, I brought up the landlord's behavior and shared what I'd experienced, without revealing my full plan just yet. To my surprise, almost everyone had a story. Lost packages, unauthorized entries, refused repairs. Some tenants were afraid to speak up, worried about retaliation. But a few, like Jamal and a young couple down the hall, were ready to take action. Together, we compared notes. The pattern was clear. Halverson routinely ignored tenant rights, entered apartments without permission, and tried to intimidate anyone who pushed back. Jamal revealed he'd even tried to report Halverson once, but was brushed off by the local housing authority due to lack of evidence. That's when I realized our strength lay in numbers. If it was just me complaining, Halverson could brush it off. But if several tenants banded together, the authorities would have to listen. I proposed we gather all our evidence, photos, messages, video clips, and present it as a united front. The group agreed. We decided to spend the next few weeks documenting everything, sharing updates via a private chat group. The couple started recording all their conversations with Halverson. Mrs. Lee, who had already moved out, agreed to write a detailed statement about her experience. Now, with allies and solid evidence, I was ready to set the real plan into motion, a plan that would expose Halverson's abuses and leave him with nowhere to hide. With our little tenant alliance in full swing, I took the next step. We reported every single violation to the local housing authority, each one separately on different days from different tenants. The goal was to create a paper trail impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, I started calling Mr. Halverson out every time he tried something shady. If he threatened to raise my rent, I'd reply calmly with a reference to the state's rent control laws. If he refused repairs, I'd follow up in writing and copy the tenant group. Halverson started to realize something was up. He became more erratic, calling at strange hours, sending vague threats via text, and even knocking on my door late at night. I made sure never to answer alone, always inviting a neighbor over if he stopped by. The tenant group's documentation grew. Jamal caught him entering his apartment without notice, again, and the couple recorded Halverson making an illegal threat to evict them for complaining too much. Mrs. Lee's statement was heartbreaking and infuriating, a clear pattern of harassment and intimidation. Finally, after weeks of coordinated reporting, the local housing authority scheduled an inspection. We all made sure to be present, each with our folders of evidence and stories ready to tell. Halverson tried to charm the inspector, but it was too late. We'd laid the trap and he'd walked right in. The day of the inspection felt like a showdown. The inspector arrived in the early afternoon.